name is Miss Liberty Red, and I am the Trial Runner's Game Master. Before we start, I would like to give a content warning. The following content contains graphic imagery, gore, and violence. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, before we start, each player's session was filmed on separate time frames, so it may be a little different on each player's end. Enjoy the trials! As you close your eyes, you are in a state of peace, your body floating amongst iridescent crystalline lights that drift around you without a clear place to go. Every once in a while, two of these orbs would crash together and explode in sparks of light. These were the stars, galaxies just beyond your grasp as you found yourself unable to move. However, the further you floated in the darkness, the further you began to descend. The lower you went, the more you began to notice creatures. Creatures with many shapes and faces. So there and yet almost transparent. There were fish, birds, even cats amongst these creatures. Some noticed you, and some did not, as they flickered in and out of these orbs, and you began to see less and less of them. You continued to drift until your back touched that of a cold marble floor. Robbie, I want you to introduce yourself and your character before I allow you to move.
I don't like how this is starting out already.
Yeah, it's starting.
Okay. So, my character's name is Brian. He is but a little raccoon boy. He's got like very like shaggy dark hair with like little bits of gray throughout. Um little cute little ears there. He's somewhat short. Um he's got like sharp teeth that are definitely like chipped a little bit from his adventures as going throughout life. Um and he almost reminiscent of a paper boy that looks like he's going on an adventure.
Reminiscent of a paper boy.
Reminiscent of a paper boy, and he's going on an adventure.
Okay.
That's really it.
Okay. You feel as though invisible chains have slackened and released you, allowing you to stand. As you do so, you seem to notice that the marbled hall you come to lie in was never ending. There were no walls and no ceiling, only the floor below you and the void full of the galaxy and the creatures above. You can do stuff.
Oh boy. Jesus Christ. Can I do I know like what these creatures are, or are they just kind of like an enigma?
As I said, some are actual creatures like fish, cats, and birds. Others you don't know the origins of.
Okay. Is there like what are the it's not void. What are how close are the walls?
It's no walls.
There's no walls. It's void.
There's
Can
no
I
walls.
wander into the void?
I mean, if you wanted to.
I'm gonna pick a direction. I'm gonna wander into the void.
Yeah, on the infinite floor you have.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay. Let me do something real fast.
I
First
don't
roll
like
of
that.
the game. First roll of the game. Okay. So, heading north. As you walk, the floor grows thinner and thinner until you are on a platform barely able to balance. However, you could not turn back as a heavy mist shrouds where you had once walked, so thick that there was a definite chance you would fall into the darkness below.
Well, I don't like that at all. I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of that one.
Ryan, you hear someone calling out to you from the mist.
I'm gonna look at the mist and I'm gonna be like, hello?
I'm gonna need you to roll an insight check.
Oh no. no!
What's the oh no about?
It's an unnatural 1.
Unnatural.
Unnatural 1.
Oh no. Okay.
That's
Okay.
objectively more sad.
Brian? It was a figure standing in the mist, besides another figure. There was 2 figures, in fact. But however, because of your insight, you are unable to tell just who exactly they are. However,
Brian's gonna like tilt his head a little bit. He's gonna be like squinting his eyes, trying to figure out who the hell these people are.
yeah. However, you could see that the 2 men had masks over their face. So you couldn't exactly see their faces anyways. And the masks upon their face was that of a hawk and a raven.
I hate you.
I can't believe you, Brian. After everything we've done for you, after everything we've been through together.
What do you mean? I thought, did I do something wrong?
Don't lie to us, Brian. We know you stole it.
Oh, I steal a lot of things. I don't think I stole anything from you guys.
You stupid, filthy raccoon! Give us back the stone!
What stone? I don't remember a stone.
The figure gets a little bit closer to you, and you notice that they seem to be at least 2 heads taller than you. The stone! You took it!
Brian's gonna be like stumbling his way back slightly, trying to like keep a somewhat safe distance between these people, and he's like, I don't remember any stone. I promise, like, if I stole a stone, I would definitely remember.
You seem to notice that your figure seems to be getting smaller and smaller. And looking down at your hands, you notice that they are fuzzy. And your vision has shifted, and colors appear as they hadn't in years. You are now a raccoon, and I'm going to need you to roll an acrobatics check.
At least I'm good at acrobatics.
At least you're good in acrobatics.
And this dice sucks. That's gonna be a 6.
Okay. You are unable to dodge as the figure of your father grabs you and lifts you up by the scruff of your neck.
Brian, by this point, is crying.
just a little bit of tears, just a little. Now you are able to see the eyes of your father, Brian, the man that had raised you since you were around 5. And the other figure was one of your father's closest friends who had also helped raise you. Shifting between the 2 gazes of the men, you begin to notice that their bodies are beginning to melt together, exposing decaying muscles and bones as their flesh basically melts off of them, and their organs spill into the void below as their masks begin to combine.
Hot damn. Brian is looking at this with just like utter horror in his face. Robbie loves this.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
I'm thriving right now.
But Brian's not having the best time.
Brian's like having like this is the worst nightmare he's had in a long time. So he doesn't really know how to feel about it. Aside from he wants to essentially like crawl away somewhere and hide. But he can't. He's in the void.
The stone. Give it to me. The creature, the mask seems to form that of a frown at the moment. And as it lifts you up, you begin to see and hear, quite literally, arms ripping from the flesh out of the creature's back. So where the wings that had been your father's once were, there was around 8 or 9 hands and arms reaching and grabbing at you. Give me the stone, Brian. The voice kept luring. However, from what you could hear, it wasn't the creature that was speaking. You could not find the voice that was speaking at all, in fact. Unable to hold you due to the amount of changes occurring to its own body, drops you onto the floor. And as its mask kind of begins to crack a little, you notice that the mask had turned to a sinister smile as its neck turns a 180 and elongates as its jaw unhinges, and it begins to slowly pace towards you. I'm gonna need you to roll another acrobatics check.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm using a different dice for this. It sucks. Oh! Natural 20, get fucked.
Natural 20. Okay.
Get fucked.
The creature was just about to bite you when you dove straight into the void. You wake up in a old, dusty stone cell in a cold sweat. You had just fallen off of a bed, and you seem to notice that you are in a jail cell in the slum area of the town you are in. You may now do whatever you wish.
Oh boy. As Brian wakes up in the cold sweat, it's like he shoots straight up, like breathing heavy and like patting all over his body to make sure that he's still human, or as human as he believes himself to be.
You are in fact still human. However, you do notice one key thing. Your wallet kind of got stolen while you were drunk.
Oh, God
so
fucking damn it.
A wallet.
God fucking, that's awful. That's some shit-ass news to get.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So, Brian is going to, stand up. He's gonna kind of, like, shake his hands a little bit to free himself from the nightmare jitters. And he's gonna go up to the bars of the cell, and kind of like look around the corner to see if he can, spot any guards or anybody.
There, in fact, guards in just the next room over talking to someone. And you can hear a rather obnoxious but familiar voice. What do you mean I can't pay his bill? This is only the 17th time!
Fuck! Oh my god! Brian's gonna kind of like let it fester for a little bit, like sit and listen before he calls out like hey, I'm getting kind of hungry in here. Anybody have food?
Okay, let me roll this.
Oh god. Don't tell me you're rolling for food.
That's a nat fucking one.
Oh, god damn it.
The guards kind of look at you and they're like, drunken prisoners don't get fed. You are only here for, 7 more hours. You're not getting food.
Well, that seems a little bit fucked up.
and naturally, behind the guards, you can hear the quite annoyed voice that seems to be ever changing. And it's like, can't I just bail out my friend? He's not done anything wrong. Only a few drinks here and there. The guards aren't really listening to him, as you might be able to tell. And you seem to notice that there is a snake slithering on the floor towards you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of like quiet down a little bit and just like keep an eye on the snake. But I'm still gonna be like I'm doing the thing where I'm like resting my arms through the bars, just kind of like just super bored, like hunched over, just like kind of waiting for time to go by.
So one thing which I'm going to need you to roll is an Arcana.
Oh.
Roll Arcana for me.
Ah. Ha ha ha! It's gonna be a 3.
Your rolls this session are just not it, are they?
That and also like everything, or not everything, but like most things have a negative modifier.
Oh god. So, you unfortunately cannot sense what was about to come. However, the snake lunges at you. But in the brief moment where you're about to coil up and flinch, you find that the cell door had been opened, and the snake had the key in its tail.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I'm just gonna kind of like I'm assuming that where I have my arms like through the cell is approximately around the door. So I'm just gonna like walk forward a little bit, and do my best to make sure that the bars don't like creak as I open it, and I'm just gonna kind of like slip. I'm opening the door like as enough to get my body through, and I'm just gonna try and like slip through.
Yeah. And now you kind of take notice to the fact that the man in the front seems to be buying a distraction for you. He is making a lot more noise and kind of pissing off the guards a lot more than he should be. And the look in his eyes clearly say that you need to run.
Then I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna what's the easiest way to just like bolt out of there without having to pass by the guards? Is there like another doorway?
That I would need you to roll a shoot, where's your character sheet?
Where's my character sheet?
I'm gonna need you to roll. You're gonna have to roll an investigation.
Okay. It's a 6.
How?
These dice suck.
You can change it out for the other dice. Go ahead.
No, they'll be fine. I'll suffice with awful rolls today. I think it's funny.
Yeah, it's very humorous, but also terrible news. The only exit that you can notice is the small vent directly beside the door that leads to where the guards are in the other room.
That leads directly to where the guards are?
Yup.
Okay. Are we gonna consider me turning into a raccoon as wild shape?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So, I'm gonna turn into a raccoon using wild shape. And I'm gonna go straight to the vent.
Okay. Let me get... 1 second.
I'm impatient.
My rolls are also ass today, it seems. So you're going through the vent. You're crawling. There's spider webs. There's dust. Obviously, it hasn't been cleaned since the jail had been built. Very obvious of that. And you manage to poke your head up, and you find yourself in the women's bathroom.
Oh. Oh.
Because you took a wrong turn somewhere.
Oh boy. Is there anybody in the women's bathroom currently?
There is not.
Okay. Am I able to go back into the vent to see if there's another...
You are able to go back into the vent.
I'd like to go back into the vent and see if there's see if I can recorrect myself.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What
That's
are you trying to do to me?
That's a nat. Fuck. So you pop out of the vent, and voila, you're in the right place. However, you are literally right in front of 3 guards and that man from before.
Do any of them know? They would definitely know that I'm a raccoon. Oh boy.
Only one of them would actually know.
Only one of them would actually know?
And that's the man that was trying to buy you the distraction.
Excellent. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna immediately climb onto his shoulder.
Okay, let me...
Okay.
He seems to tense up a little bit, and you notice that his face seems to shift, kinda, for a brief moment, like revealing almost his true emotions and his true expression. This is clearly not an elven man as he portrays himself to be. He goes, "Oh, there you are, my friend. I thought I was looking for someone else." And naturally, the guards are kind of puzzled. They're like, why does this noble man, why is this noble coming in here demanding to pay bail for his friend when he's referring to a raccoon? And this is where you and the man leave the jail. And you may now do whatever you wish again.
Fucking excellent. I love that. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna wait until we like actually exit the jail before I hop off of his shoulder and turn back into my human form just before I hit the ground. Cause
Jeez.
I like to be edgy like that.
Yeah. By the gods, man. How many times do I have to pay bail on you? Or bribe or seduce the guards? Only for you to turn into a raccoon and climb through the vents? How many times is this gonna happen before you learn?
Look, I'm sorry it was a bit of a fun night out. What can I say,
You were at my house on the other side of the village.
It was a fun night out. And he gives like a double thumbs up.
The changeling. This is Tybalt's Windpike. Tybalt kind of puts his hand to his temple. It's obvious that he is also just a little bit hungover and fucked up still from the night before. Like, it's very obvious because of how he's kind of slurring a little bit.
A
Um,
little
he's
bit.
he's like, I can't keep covering for you, man. Naturally soon the Chancellor's going to catch on to our actions. We're supposed to be model representatives for this entire area.
I'm sorry. They want me to be a model representative for the area. No. I have way too much fun to be that.
You are a Duke, Brian.
Okay? I don't see how that's my problem.
Because of your father's departure, you have to take on the roles that your father left.
That's... And he kind of like just rubs his hands over his face and he just takes a moment to think. He's like, I don't want to think about that right now. How about we go get some breakfast somewhere? Yeah? I
Yeah.
am actually really hungry.
yeah. I suppose we can get breakfast. Um, then as you're like turning the corner, you kind of notice that Tybalt's a little bit more fucked up than he was trying to let on. Because as soon as like he even remotely bumps into any type of wall, his illusion that is his elfin face starts to shift and change, and then before bouncing back. It's obvious he is in a very unstable state. Um, as you walk, um, let's see. You can still speak to Shembolts, by the way.
Yeah. Brian's just kind of like walking hands in his pockets. And usually if he's trying to come up with any kind of conversation, he's just like talking about like any kind of food that he's into, and he's I could really go for bread and butter. That just sounds really good, don't you think? Also, you're paying, by the way. My wallet kind of got stolen. I don't know where it is.
Bread and butter. Huh.
What? Old habits die hard.
I swear, Brian, if your wallet. I just need to start tailoring you pants, it seems, to where your wallet is just attached to them. Every time we go partying and there's some ladies or gentlemen and you go off and you fanoodle with them, it seems that your wallet gets stolen. This is like the 7th this month, Brian. I am at a loss for words, but he was in fact not at a loss for words.
He proceeded to lecture me for the next 45 minutes.
That's basically what's occurring. But you get to what seems to be this cozy little cafe. And it's kind of tucked away in a corner, but it's obviously well kept and well beloved by this rather noble man that stands beside you. And as you enter, like, no one's around. It's completely void of any customers or people, except for the lady that's working at the front.
Brian is going to waltz right in. And despite the fact that he also has, quite a blistering headache currently, he's gonna basically fucking kick the door in and be like, "Hello, miss! Table for two, please!"
Brian? Brian, it's obvious that you and Tybalt were quite or regular there. Um, the woman seems to just shake her head. And she's like, if I didn't have a part-time job here, I would do everything in my power to get as far away from the mess that you are as possible. But what do you want? I want my paycheck.
Fuck. Oh my god. Brian Brian's just gonna waltz his way over, um, take a seat, and he's gonna be like, well, I mean, what you looking to make right now? gonna gonna like cross his arms on the table, like holding his cheek in his palm, just be like, what you willing to make right now? I could go for a lot of food if I'm being honest, and also Tybalt's paying.
um, the woman, Ryder, her name is Ryder. Ryder just kind of looks at you, and she's like, just order whatever. I need the money so I can actually access my guild. And it's revealed that this is the owner and kind of the head of the Navigations Guild. And for whatever reason, instead of being at the guild, she is working in the shop for some type of debt.
Love to hear that one.
Mm-hmm.
Brian's just gonna kind of shrug, and he's just gonna go, anything with pastries. Really in the mood for some pastries right now.
Really, Brian? Pastries?
You said anything. You said anything.
I'll make you your damn pastries. Give me fun. And she grumbles, and she kind of just disappears into the back as Tybalt plops down in front of you and crosses his arms and leans forward. It's like, so, how was the party? Do you remember anything? 'Cause I certainly do.
Brian's just gonna kind of from his usually relaxed and upbeat behavior, he's gonna kind of recoil a little bit. It's like, I mean, I think it was fun. No, I don't really remember a lot. What happened?
Yeah, you were kind of heavily drinking. There was quite a lot of nobility there. I was kind of surprised you even showed up, because normally you don't show up to my noble gatherings. You normally show up to the gatherings where it's like, I have a bunch of ladies and a bunch of men there, and we're just drinking and having fun and probably exploding something. So I wasn't too keen that you had shown up to such a noble meeting as you had. Even the kings were there, and I was quite puzzled at the fact that you disappeared sort of without a trace, halfway through the night.
I mean, isn't that what I always do when I get drunk?
Normally when you get blackout drunk, you kind of just pass out on my sofa in the sitting room. However, this time you went halfway across the city, which is quite the long stretch, Brian. That's at least a 30-minute walk by foot.
I'm really failing to see the problem here. This is all sounding standard, I think.
What I'm saying, Brian, is when you left, all the doors in the house were locked because it was a safety precaution. And not even the security guards saw you leave.
Oh, look, Sybil, can I be honest with you for, the just for a second?
Yes, of course. You can always be honest with me.
And you promise you won't, like, freak out or anything?
I cannot guarantee that I won't freak out, but
Just,
I promise I will try to remain as calm as possible.
I'll, I'll, I'll take it. Um, I know I don't remember a lot of what I did when I was drunk, but I remember the dream I had last night,
It was
and
a dream?
yeah, yeah, and to the best of his ability, Brian um explains the dream that he had, specifically how horrified he was at the two beings that he doesn't really recognize. He mentions the stone that he doesn't remember at all, thinking that maybe he stole it when he was drunk. Um, and then he kind of skips over the part with his dad. Just kind of
Um,
says that he falls into the void and then he suddenly woke up on the prison floor.
okay. So, Tybalt isn't as shocked as you would have taken him for. I mean, he is quite literally a changeling that escaped the Feywild. He's seen things that a lot of people wouldn't have seen. He looks at you and he goes, "But Brian, there was no stones. Like, no one even was permitted to wear anything magical in my house. So, whatever stone that was in that dream, it had to be from somewhere else. And if it's not, then that's the sign that something greater is about to happen. And that's where we're gonna stop."
Now I'm upset.
Yeah?
Now I'm sad.
Yeah. You are in the Hall of Memories, in a place pushed deep into your thoughts as a means to forget. Carved marble faces seem to stare down at you from elegant statues draped in gold and silk. There is an empty throne before you, and you notice that there is a chatter of servants that are there but they're not. Their forms are formless, nothing but spectral and transparent, as if draped in sheets. Your hand runs through one of them, and a shiver runs down your spine. Doorways in this hall begin to open before you. You see your former companions, smiling at you and waving. You see friends you have lost to death, friends who are missing, and those presumed alive that you haven't seen in a very long time. You see your old homelands, the life you left behind, and the life you began because of a split decision to run away. Those doors close before you. However, there are more doors for you to explore. Rumi, I would like you to introduce yourself and your character before we proceed.
Okay. My guy's name is Rumi. He's a royal asshole. With all the women you could ask for. He's tall and sexy. Okay. My man's got black hair and blue eyes because we like basic men. Got boo boos everywhere and is covered in bandages. Got a jewel engraved in his neck and wears clothes normally. No acne because what can I say? Woman is the best skincare and is ass at beatboxing.
Okay, okay, okay. One door among this hall stands out to you the most. In contrast to these normally golden engraved, very expensive and extravagant doors that you're seeing, this door seems to be just thrown together, barely on its hinges, and completely chipped off and dull. You can notice that there's some scratches in it, and it obviously does not belong. I'm gonna need you to roll investigation for me.
21.
21. Okay. Opening the door to the room seems to be a normal sitting room with a grand piano kind of in the center of it. There's a regular sofa that seems to be overlooking the balcony, but outside, all you can see is that of a starry void. You can choose to interact now, or I can continue with descriptions.
Wait. I'm. Oh, the information is going in my brain. I'm soaking it in.
Hmm.
Can I throw? Can I throw the sofa off the balcony?
You want to throw the sofa off the balcony?
Can I throw the sofa? I want to see. Like, you know when you throw something off to see if it would make a noise or not?
Yes, okay, roll me a I'm gonna need you to roll me an athletics for that one.
What? Okay, wait. I got you. I got you. Are you doing it? Are you doing it?
No, that was for something else.
I got 19.
I also got 19, so that kind of
Fuck.
balances things out. You try to throw this couch off of the balcony. However, you can only get it like halfway over the railings of the balcony, so it's kind of just dangling there now. But it like refuses to tip over and budge and fall into this starry void that you're seeing.
Okay. Let me.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let you continue. I don't know what else to do.
Okay. Behind you, suddenly, the piano starts to play, and its sound seems to be echoing all around you and throughout this room that you wouldn't really think to have that good sound acoustics. And you turn and you find yourself face to face with one of those spectral servants that you had touched and like looked at before. However, like the statues, this one was draped in silks and jewelries and wore a mask. My lord, it would be a pleasure if I could have this dance. And then the masked servant holds out its hand. Uh, Now, whether you choose to tell the servant no or to accept it, I'm going to need you to either roll a deception or an investigation.
So what would I have to roll if I said a yes?
You would have to roll investigation.
It's 12, but I want to talk about how may I have this dance and not it would be a pleasure if I could have this dance. I want to insult the the masked servant as I say it.
So you're gonna insult the servant while accepting it with an investigation of 14. Okay, I can work with this.
It's like
Um,
saying I have a girlfriend, but then accepting the dance.
um, the servant kinda just tilts its head at you while it places its almost bony, lifeless hand into yours. And you find yourself beginning to dance with this spectral creature. Uh, One thing that you seem to take notice is that its feet are not touching the ground.
Am I supposed to do something?
You can talk to it. I can have it talk to you.
I want you to tell it, my man, you got some boogie woogie vibes. You're floating above the ground. Are you okay? You got a disease? You ill?
Whatever do you mean, disease? Of course, I'm perfectly fine.
I mean, I guess you're extra light. Cause you're not touching the ground. It's
Of
okay, I'll
course,
fill
I'm
you with
touching the
helium.
ground.
Touch the ground for me, man.
You see it not even budge, as it quite literally thinks it's touching the ground. It doesn't have feet, so it thinks it's touching the ground.
Lick
Um,
the ground for me.
what? Okay. Uh, okay, let me.
Let me just like start barking at them downstairs.
It's just start barking at.
Roof,
Okay.
roof.
The servant doesn't quite know how to react to that. Quite literally. It pretends it doesn't hear the barking as the music picks up and you find yourself unable to like get out of the servant's grasp. The servant seems to like its hand seems to be tightening on you, and because it's in the female dance partner position, you feel the hand of the servant start to reach around your neck to where your stone is and try to like grab it.
Okay, okay. Hey yo, chill, bro. We haven't even gone into a dinner yet. Lick, I want to lick the servant's hand.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to if you um, roll intimidation.
Intimidation. Okay, wait. Music. Okay. I'm gonna die now.
Um, so the servant seems to look at you in almost a disgust, despite it having a face that's a mask. Uh, and its voice suddenly starts to change, and it goes, "Oh, you disgusting little filthy thing." And it shoves you to the ground. Uh, while it shoved you to the ground, you notice that it has three or four more arms kind of going out from behind these sheets, but they're all made of these jewels and jewelry that you had previously seen on it. Um,
Okay, I'm allowed to say something.
yeah, you can.
Damn, girl, you hit puberty quick. So does that mean we're not going on that dinner?
Uh, silence. The silks that had previously been wrapped around this creature came to wrap around your mouth, much like the bandages that you wore when you were awake. However, they seem to bind you to a point where you are unable to speak at the moment. Um, however, the creature, because it's no longer a servant, has left your arms and legs unrestrained because there's not enough silks to keep it where you will be able to free yourself. And at this time, I'm going to need you to roll a performance check to try to get out of the room. Okay. Um, the creature seems to quite literally be blocking the only exit you have. So you find yourself taking that sofa that you had previously tried to push off the balcony and now barring yourself into the balcony. All while you are quite literally trying to pry the silks from your mouth. Uh, you can hear this creature yelling obscenities at you, trying to claw from behind the sofa to get
Can I do? Can I do
trying to
something?
crawl behind from behind the sofa to get at you and at the jewel that's on your neck.
Okay. Can I just have a minute to chew on that silk, get it all drooly, get it all gross, and then can I cannonball off the balcony?
Um, I'm gonna say no to the drooling, but if you want to cannonball off of the balcony, you can.
I want to cannonball off the balcony like a ballerina.
Okay.
Do ballerinas cannonball?
So, jumping off of the balcony, you fall into this void. And while you're falling into this void, you suddenly jolt awake. And you are now in your home in the Citadel. Your home is quite literally that of a normal living area. It's not very lavish, despite your previous like dream lifestyle where there's no silks, there's no chandeliers, there's no jewelry. It's quite normal and you like it that way. You are now free to move around and explore your house.
Can I inspect what's around me?
Yes.
Is that an insight?
It would be investigation.
I'll be in it. Okay. I got 11.
Um, you seem to notice that everything seems to be in place. Nothing has really changed from like before you fell asleep. There's no like signs of anything coming to like mess with you in the night because given the fact that you have been granted a title from your previous endeavors with your last party, there has been some hateful people that have like in the past tried to come and curse you, and there's no signs of anyone trying to come and curse you. It just seems like it was a normal nightmare.
I want my man to smack his lips and scratch his arm for a moment, and then go out. I'm about to
Okay.
do that.
So so exiting your house, um you notice that you are in quite literally a suburbs area. There's a few kids out playing in the streets, playing with a ball. There is students walking to their classes. You see the marketplaces and then the shopkeepers basically saying good morning to people as the day has just begun.
I was gonna mess with the kids, but like maybe I should go shopping. Let me go get some groceries. Can I go to the? I walk to the shopkeepers.
Okay,
What shops are there?
there is the classic clothing stores, there's weaponsmiths, there's librarians selling magical books, there's jewelers. It's basically like a super mall, but not a mall because this is fantasy.
Is there like a food court?
There would be a market that sells food, yes.
I'm definitely not pushing my real life onto my D&D character right now because I'm kind of hungry. But can I walk to the food court and I want to see what food there are.
Okay. Um, there's all types of food. There's food that comes from Iridia, and the Iridian food is mostly fresh fish from that's been caught in the mornings. Uh, there's the Lycania. Hang on. Yeah, there's the Lycania now Lithos food, which is fresh fruits, exotic type of animals you've never seen before that kind of would look strange to eat. There's the normal rabbits and deer meat that come from your general area. And then there is some odd seasons that kind of just sit in the corner from one of the other off islands that are in the kingdom.
Okay, can I purchase 3 raw fish for my raw fish journeys? And
Yes.
and grab seasoning and run. Not pay for them, run.
Roll for me, self.
Roll for what?
Roll stealth.
Let me. Oh, I got plus 12. 29.
Um, you manage to get away with the seasonings and the fish undetected, and you return back to your normal living area.
Am I allowed to go out once again to the potion shop this time?
You are.
I walk to the potion shop with fish in hand.
Um,
Stop sighing at me, Red.
okay. Um, the potion shop seems to be that of a normal potion shop. They seem to be mostly sold out. And there is a man at the front of the counter kind of talking to the potion seller. And he is rambling on about how this medicine will do so good for the soldiers that are just coming in from the expeditions. You notice that he seems to be dressed in a more formal garb than most of the people around.
Can you let me know what I'm wearing right now?
You are currently wearing your normal attire, like your rogues, your garbs, like your cloak, the bandages, your normal, what you would wear every day.
I don't have the like hood on or not.
The hood is off because you entered a store, so
Am I allowed to put it on?
you are.
Because formal attire could equal danger. But I want to listen to what they're talking about, and I want
Okay.
to look at potions. What potions are there? Oh shit.
Uh, let me. Where's my little potion list? There's the current ones in stock are potions of speed, potions of flying, and potions of invisibility.
How?
Um, but while you're looking at potions, you hear the man kind of start to get into an argument with this potions master. Don't you know who I am? Uh, no, sir. No, sir, I don't. I'm sorry, sir. I am the Chancellor of the Citadel. I
What
am
the
the
fuck, the
right-hand
chancellor?
man to the King Asmodeus. You cannot treat me this way and give me such driven prices. Sir, these are the prices that you... Don't give me back talk. um, before you in line and quite literally being obnoxious and quite irritated at the front desk is the chancellor who is in charge of most political and, well, like trade agreements. Aaron Plythorn. He is also the right hand man to King Asmodeus, who you have met in the past. Um,
Okay. Okay.
he
Um.
seems to be upset about the prices of the potions, despite him basically buying out the entire store.
Am I allowed to bring one of each potion that you've said like to the counter so I can pay for them, right?
Yes.
And I want to be like I want to put my hand on the guy's shoulder and be like, "Hey, Brett, and how much do I have to roll to knock him out?"
Um, to knock Aaron out, you're gonna need at least an athletics roll of 20. So,
20?
yeah, at least an athletics roll of 20.
Okay, okay. How much to hit him with the fish? I don't I
Um,
don't I don't have to knock him out, but I just want
uh, to get a clean hit, I would say at least a 17.
okay. Fuck. Right.
Okay.
Stop sighing at me.
Aaron turns towards you and his face automatically sours. This man, mind you, cannot see very well, and he actually wears a blindfold to protect his eyesight. So, upon the dim light that he can see you through this blindfold, his face absolutely sours. And the fact that you just had tried to smack him with a fish made it worse.
Um,
Uh, he looks at you and he says, "If it isn't one of the heroes of Arkpense, what a pleasure to be almost smacked in the face."
why, thank you if I do say so myself. Also, you shouldn't really frown like that. You're gonna get wrinkles, which you already have, but you know.
Charming as always, I see.
I want my character to pick his nose.
Okay, while your character is picking his nose, Aaron's face just gets more and more disgust. I can't believe that my father chose to party with you and that band of imbeciles still. And then he just kind of slams the money that he had to pay for those potions on the counter and walks out with all the potions that he had.
That I had or he had.
That he had. So
Okay.
literally
Uh,
most of the store.
I want to yell out to him. It's because your dad doesn't think I'm a disappointment like you. And then I want just end it that.
Oh. Hang on. Excuse me, cat. Excuse me. Okay, Aaron head snaps right back around and he looks you directly in the eye and says, "What did you just say about my father?"
I want my character to bark and then run.
I'm gonna need you to roll me a fat performance check on that one.
God,
You managed to get past Aaron, but not before he kind of like play shot testingly throws one of those potions at you. Of course it misses, so its effects didn't hit you, but he's very, very pissed off at you now.
as I run, I wanna be like, you're ass at throwing.
And yeah, Aaron doesn't pursue you because he's trying to stay as civilized as he can now that he's in public. But you can tell that he is more than ready to like hop in an arena and fight you anytime that he's off of work, which is very rare. Okay. As you run, you kind of end up running into that of a cafe. And everything is kind of quiet, everything is hush hush in there. You've noticed that there's only two people in there entirely in the corner. And then there's a woman that seems to be cooking quite a large portion of pastries.
What pastries are there? I'm hungry.
um, Pastries, and if you'd like to order some, you're gonna have to take a seat because she seems to be making a lot.
I laid down on a seat.
And this is where we're ending. The forest looms out before you as you walk down a mist-covered path. The lantern light you held flickered with the flow of the wind as you walk across crisp fall leaves. The sky above you, despite being starry, seemed to be almost dark and completely void of any type of life. As you walk, you notice that shadowy figures begin to fall in line behind you and start to form a crowd. None of these shadowy figures seem to want to even go near your lantern, so they've made a complete protective circle around you almost. And you notice that other windling creatures seem to try to run away from these shadows as it is being engulfed by them. See, before I let you escape this crowd of shadows, I would like you to introduce yourself and your character.
Okay. um, my character, is called Alvira. Um, she's a monk and a ranger, so like can stab stuff, but also shoot it. It's the best way I can describe that. She's very like stoic. I think stoic's the word. Like, stop. um, sorry. Okay.
Uh, See, did your
I'm
mic
sorry.
cut out?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm trying not to laugh because Rumi's talking about feet.
Okay. So, would you like me to continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, and mind you, this stuff will be cut out, so we're good.
Yes, please. Okay, I'm ready.
With a sudden, I would say, without haste, suddenly, like without haste, you find yourself running through the shadows to try to get out of their way. You are trying to escape this crowd of people that seems to be surrounding you and following you. And with that, I will need you to roll a athletics for me. Roll athletics.
Roll.
Yes. So how you roll is you roll a d20 and then you whatever you get, you add the athletics stuff to it.
Okay, one sec. Wait, Red, I'm confused. You've lost me.
Okay, here, look.
You've lost me.
I'll
I don't know what you
roll
want me to do.
it. Okay, so you come here, right? See? And how you roll
Come
is
where? Oh, yeah, I am there. I didn't know what the numbers meant.
and then
Like the plus numbers. Do I have to
that's your
do the...
modifier, so you add it, so it would be like this.
It'd be that. Plus one, okay. Okay, there you go. Okay, wait. Let me just copy it. I feel like I should have learned how to use the commands first, but we slay.
Yeah, you're doing
So
great.
is there a space after the 20?
Yes.
Like in between? Yeah. I got
Okay,
19.
that's perfect. You escape this crowd and you run into this winding woods where your lantern magically still seems to have not gone out, which you would think it would because it's candlelit, and you will be essentially in the dark without it. So the fact that this
Ooh.
lantern is still going is quite a great surprise. Um, you reach this clearing where there is a giant pond, and the pond seems to be quite clear, and you can see almost to the very bottom of it. And you are free to move around now and like ask me things.
Can ask you things.
Yeah.
Ooh. Can I jump in the water and have a swim?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So you jump into the water, and while you are swimming, you see that there is tons of fish suddenly able to appear now. Like you suddenly start to see them more than you would have when you were prior looking into it. There's things like regular goldfish. Actually, it's mostly just goldfish and koi, if I were to be more exact. And you can continue to swim and investigate things because you do seem to notice that there's something deeper down into the waters that you cannot quite see yet.
Ooh.
Um, for that, I'm going to need you to roll me a insight, which is basically rolling the same thing as what I showed you a minute ago. Except you have stats for that. So actually, yeah, it's the same thing as what you rolled a minute ago. See.
Okay. 6.
It's always the insight rolls. All the insight rolls have been absolute trash. Okay.
No.
So you don't seem to notice, but this creature seems to be getting closer and closer to you, and you suddenly feel a hand grab your leg and start to pull you under the water.
Jesus Christ.
And what you see is an array of scales and quite literally bone and decaying fat. Bone
Is it a
and
mermaid?
bone and decay. You
Is it
see
a mermaid?
what's an array of scales, bones, and decaying flesh. You can't tell if it's
Okay.
humanoid or not because there is a mask where its face should be. You may roll for athletics to escape if you want, or you may investigate it further before you begin to run out of air. And you shouldn't because you are an air ganassi. So you do technically have water breathing.
Can I kick it in the face?
Can you kick it in the face? Yes. Roll me athletics.
Does the number at the end change?
No.
No, it does. Oh wait, is it that big long column thing? Is it them numbers on there?
No, it's oh yeah. That's the column with all the stats, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I know. 3.
Your kick,
Do I
given the
not get to
fact,
kick it in the face?
yeah, given the fact that you're underwater, your kick just glazes right past its masthead. So now your leg is more like on its shoulder, and you kind of have it
That's
like
just
you're kind of in a wonky position now.
that's just a bit depressing.
Yep.
Um. Um. I'm thinking. Can I try? Okay, I'm gonna put myself in a really awkward, like, actual position. Can I, like, reach down and try and yank its thing off its face?
Yes, and I'm going to need you to roll me a survival check.
Survival. Okay. What's that? 5. Oh my god. Okay.
You fail.
23.
Okay. I was about to say, if you had just rolled a
I
5, that would have
fail.
been good.
Have you?
Yeah, that would have been a fail if you had rolled a 5. Um,
Well, I got 23.
you
So
managed to rip this creature's mask
yeah.
off of its face, and you find that behind it is no face at all. It is void of life and anything. It's just quite literally a huge black melting hole. Um, and this creature seems to start to dissolve in the water because it's now without its mask. And you find that this void that is basically its face has begun to engulf you.
Hmm.
And with that, you wake up. It had been all a dream.
Dream.
Yeah.
Damn.
You wake up where you are currently staying with all the other monks at the monastery. And the monastery is on the northernmost side of the citadel. So you are in a very wooded area, much like what you had saw in the dream.
Ooh.
And there
What if
is
it's like
there
fog?
you are the only one that seems to be in this monastery. All the other monks are nowhere to be found. You
It's a
may
bit sad.
now investigate or explore.
Have a little wander.
Okay.
I want to, like, just kind of go around the building and see what's going on, if anyone is actually there or not.
You notice that where there used to be like guards that had been sent to protect you all from the palace, that even the guards had abandoned their posts. And all that there
Ooh.
was their armor and their weapons.
Oh, so they've gone poof. Oh.
Um, and you also seem to notice that where your mentor would normally be doing their morning routine and working,
Mm.
that all that was there was the scroll that they would read out of every morning.
Mm. Can I read it?
Yes, but I will need you to roll me
Okay.
Arcana.
Roll what?
Arcana. An
Oh,
Arcana check.
okay. Okay, yeah. Just my accent's making me think it was a different spelling.
Yep.
I got 15.
Okay. So you, upon first even touching the scroll, realize that the scroll is quite magical. It has a lot of magical properties that you would normally see your mentor read out for things to happen. However, because your mentor is gone and seems to have left the scroll unattended, the magic seems to be channeling into something else, and the scroll begins to change and take another form. Uh, and what you see is it becomes these kind of brass knuckles that have blades attached to them. But the blades do seem to be broken.
Knife.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. I want to pick them up and put them on.
Okay. So you pick them up and you put them on, and you notice that they seem to be humming in your touch. Like they are reacting to you in a way that you have never seen any other type of weapon react before. And since it's a magical item, the fact that it's not trying to attack you when it had been formerly your mentors made you come to the consensus that maybe your mentor has moved on to another plane.
Aw, that's just a bit sad.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
so now
Aw.
you are free to continue investigation or head out to another location.
Gonna can I gather some food and stuff and
Uh,
then go on a walk to try and find some place where there's people?
you can. Um,
Yeah.
you go to what is the food reserves for your monastery, and you take what little food you can find. It seems that it was supposed to be a week where the food was supposed to come in the evening, but no one had even shown up. So you take what little food you have and you head into the citadel. And I'm going to need you to roll me a perception check.
Perception. Ooh. Oh, it's only a +1. Okay. 9.
Okay. So there is not much that you seem to notice while you are walking through this area. However, you do take notice to the fact that there are magic sigils carved into trees as a means of protection. There are barriers everywhere around the monastery and in that forest. As you walk, you feel as if they are breaking.
Oh. Oh no. That's not good. Can I do magic? I forgot. I don't think I
Um,
can.
you can check. I mean, I'm sure it's in your thing.
Spells? No. Oh,
You
I can
have
do a
levitate.
levitate. I can levitate, but I
You
can't do
can
nothing else.
you,
Okay.
you can
I wasn't
float.
expecting that. I
Yeah.
can float. I was not expecting that. Okay. Okay, wait, so the thingies are breaking. Well, since I can't do anything to investigate them because I don't know any magic, I'll just speed walk. Just go faster.
You go faster, and I'm assuming you're just going to continue walking into the city, correct?
Yeah, just like trying to find people. But I'm
Okay.
running.
So, you do see a lot of people, and like everyone's going about their days. Their mornings have just begun, their shops opening up. There's people doing trade business, there's kids starting to play in the streets. However, you seem to notice that there is an extreme lack of guards in the area in front of the monastery steps, where there's normally about 7 or 8 guards stationed always there. There seems to be no guards around at all.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'll find some. Oh my god. Okay. Is there like okay, you know, like when you go to like a city center and then you see people that you know are like gossiping. I'll try and find some people that are gossiping and ask them if they know.
Okay. So, you go in search of people who are gossiping. So, you head to the market stalls because that's where a lot of people tend to gossip.
Yeah.
There is one specific store owner that looks to you and is like, "Oh, a monk? Why, we haven't seen one of you out of the monastery in weeks. What's going on up there?"
I don't know.
You don't know? Why is that?
I woke up and they were gone.
The monks leaving the monastery? That's a rare occurrence. And the fact that they left a monk behind, that's quite peculiar, I would say. And you see that the lady behind the shop owner seems to be whispering to the next stall over. And soon, you feel as if there's around 1,000 eyes on you. This entire marketplace seems to be watching you from every corner.
Damn.
hmm
Have I got any money?
You do, in fact, have money.
Can I buy some different clothes?
You can. What would you like to buy?
Um, just something that looks similar to what the townspeople are wearing, so I'm not in my monk clothes anymore.
Okay. So, the clothes that you have chosen to purchase are quite, they blend in with the middle class of the Citadel. You
Hmm.
chose a flowy pantsuit type of outfit that they only had in white. So you are in this white garb that seems to actually fit you quite well. There is gold
Oh,
adornments on it, and it seems to make you blend in with the crowd more than you had before. Um,
good.
and now you can continue to explore.
Oh, okay. Um, I want to go to where the guards are usually standing and see if there's anything there.
Okay,
Investigate, like I'm in Scooby
yeah,
Doo.
yeah, roll investigation.
Okay. Oh, can't use my keyboard anymore. Investigation. That's a 2.
12.
12.
Much like the guards that would be normally stationed inside the monastery, you notice that all that remains of them is their armor and their weapons. You can
Hmm.
find nothing else at that current spot.
Damn.
Mm.
Is there anything on the armor, or is it like they've genuinely just poofed?
They've genuinely seemed to just poofed. And there is things on the armor, but it's mostly the royal seal of the kingdom that shows that they
Yeah.
were in fact knights.
Yeah. Hmm.
While you are walking, you notice that there is quite a few people that seem to be frantic. There's you see for one the chancellor of the citadel that was normally the one that aided the monks the most seemed to be quite pissed off about something and muttering under his breath. You also notice that some guards from the slum area seem to be searching for a prisoner that got out of the jail cells.
Oh no, that's not good.
Uh,
Hmm. Thinking.
thinking.
Join the chase. Join the chase and find the person with them. Teamwork.
Okay, so you you join the chase to help
Yeah.
look for this person, and you end up completely separated from the
Aw.
guards to a point where you are lost in this calm, quiet area that only seems to have a cafe.
Aw. Well, go into the cafe then.
Yeah. You enter the cafe and you notice that there is quite literally only four people in there. There is a man laying over some of the seats that has a diamond or like some type of jewel engraved in the back of his neck. You see two males in the corner talking in a hushed whisper to each other about something very secretive, and um you see a woman at the working who seems very annoyed and tired and making a very, very large order of pastries.
Pastries.
Yes.
Um. Well, I'll check if the lady's all right, and then see if she knows anything because we're still looking for the person.
Okay. You walk up to the person you quickly realize is the head of the Navigations Guild. Um,
Oh.
Ryder, her name is Ryder. Ryder looks at you and is like, "Oh, hello, welcome to the cafe. How may I help you?"
1 sec, I'm thinking. uh. Can I have a glass of water?
A glass of water? Of course. Just give me one moment to finish up these pastry orders and I'll get it right to you.
Okay.
And you may talk to her while she is making the pastries,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you like.
Yeah.
So you may ask her any question.
Okay. Um. I ask her, like, are you all right? It seemed a bit oh, what's the word? Lost the word now. um, Annoyed? Annoyed
She
might be the word.
gives you this kind yet obviously tired smile, and she's like, "I'm quite all right. It just I have received a quite large order, and it's by an individual that kind of annoys me a lot. But it's nothing to worry about. We will everything will be okay. And here you go. Here's your water." And she hands you this glass of water and turns back to the oven where she pulls out pastries for this man in the corner.
Hmm. Who is he? Who is he? I want to know who he is. I'm curious. Oh, you're typing.
Yeah.
Am I not supposed to know that yet?
You can't interact with him yet. Let's just say it like
Oh,
that.
oh yeah, cause
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay. Um.
Oh, never. Oh, okay, never mind then. I'm just okay. Change plans then.
Mhm. Um.
I ask her if she's seen the guards running around and wondered, and I ask like, who are they looking for? Does she know?
The
Like,
guards
what's
running
going on?
around? I haven't seen
Yeah.
any of that. And if they would be looking for anyone, they would most definitely not be here.
Hmm. Okay. um. Okay. Well, I pay her for the water and then walk out the shop and start heading back to where I last saw the other guard
And this
people.
is where we are ending.
Slay.
Yeah.